Alright fellas, now it's finally Manny Pacquiao fight week, and for the first time in almost half a decade we're set to see him return to professional boxing. And not just for any regular bout, a bout for the WBC world title. It does make you wonder though, at 46 after achieving just so much and having led a new life outside the ring for many years, why is he returning now? And along with that return, is he even still able to compete at a high level? So ahead of this mega event, I want to try answer as honestly as possible, can Manny Pacquiao turn back the clock, or are we just headed towards disaster? But just quickly, if you don't know, my name's Cloyster and I make boxing videos to help keep you informed, so make sure to subscribe and I'll always keep you in the loop. Now, old fighters coming out of extended retirement seems to be the current trend in the sport at the moment. Promotions are holding out bags of money for these old fighters to return. We of course saw a nearly 60-year-old Mike Tyson make his professional comeback against Jake Paul. And soon we're set to see Ricky Hatton make his professional comeback. Hatton is 47 and that comeback seems all a bit ridiculous. Although Pacquiao, 46, a year younger, according to the promoters, seems to be a fairly equally matched fight with Barrios. Instead of creating and promoting new names, the easiest way for any promotional company to get a payday is to dig up old names from the past. And really, that's what we're seeing here with Pacquiao. Come fight night, I would love to see Pacquiao win. Like to many of you at home, I grew up watching and idolizing his boxing. And of course, I'll be cheering for him all night long. But at the same time, I won't get caught up in the spectacle that this is. It's clear this fight has several glaring issues. To go back a second, let's talk about the bout just before Pacquiao's retirement. His last professional bout was against Ugas, who was a late-minute replacement for Errol Spence. Now in this fight, Pacquiao's decline was clear. He did look good for his age, but he just wasn't what he once was. His legendary footwork was noticeably slower and less reactive. His footwork was once his signature, but now he's plagued by leg cramps that have also plagued him for many years, but now were having a super severe impact. His punch volume was high, but for the whole fight he only landed 16% of his shots. He looked busy, but was really ineffective. And it was clear his once lightning fast flurries were now just slower, missing their target entirely, or at best mainly glancing off Ugas' gloves. Now Ugas didn't just win, he simply nullified Pacquiao's offense, and this exposed a key vulnerability. With Pacquiao's decline, now he struggles with any sort of fighter who can stay composed, counter, and doesn't chase exchanges. And since this Ugas fight, he's had a couple of exhibitions where it was really just much of the same, if not worse at points. Now, although Mario Barrios isn't the toughest fighter in the division, he is a big welterweight who has earned his belt through some tough fights. Barrios, he's 5'10 with a 71-inch reach, a lot taller and longer than the 5'5 Pacquiao who has a 67-inch reach. What Barrios is he's just consistent. He's established, he's well tested, and something that will trouble Manny massively is he loves committing to the body. And at 30 years of age, and he's been active, he's pretty far from an easy cherry pick. Pacquiao though does have a few things which may work on his side. He still has explosiveness in flashes, and he might still land that left hand early on. And let's be honest, Barrios isn't defensively untouchable. He has been hurt before. And also, Pacquiao's experience is a huge plus. He's seen every style there is. His ring IQ will certainly help him early on. But there are a few standout things to me which I think will be issues for Pacquiao in this fight. The big one is, how will his footwork be? It didn't look good in his last couple fights, and if his legs do start to cramp or tire, he won't be able to dart in and out, which is crucial against a rangier, younger fighter. The second his legs go, Barrios will be able to jab and counter however he wants, way easier for the rest of the night. Along with that, I think the longer the fight goes on, the more Manny's gonna be in trouble. He'll probably start strong, but the pace of a 12-round fight favours Barrios. It's been a long time since Manny's last pro fight, and that ring rust may just haunt him. And additionally, if Barrios does target that body heavily, it will be bad news for the Pac-Man. If he targets it early on, it will sap Manny's output by the mid-rounds. I do hope Pacquiao can show shades of his previous self, although, as I said before, I'm doubtful. I'm not as critical of Pacquiao's comeback compared to a Tyson, but really, what are we doing here? I like fairy tales as much as the next person, but in a sport where people often forget what the risks truly are, is this comeback really worth it? But to be honest, as long as he puts up a decent fight and doesn't get brutally knocked out, I'll be happy enough. Yet if he does get pretty badly hurt, it's a different conversation we're going to be having post-fight, with fingers pointing to who in the WBC ranked him in the top 5 when they potentially knew he wasn't up to speed. If he does win though, it leaves us in a bit of a weird position, because it opens the floodgates to really weird matchups for him. We could see a Haney or a Rolly versus Pacquiao, maybe even a Conor Benn versus Pacquiao, seeing that Eubank rematch doesn't look likely, or even the very much rumoured Floyd 2 match, which is said to be already in talks, which is kinda crazy to think about. Would I want to see that? I don't know if I would, but I'll let you guys decide that down below. But the one great thing about this whole event is the undercard. The undercard is genuinely fantastic, honestly one of the best of this year. The co-main of this event is great, Fundora versus Tszyu 2. I'm sure many of you remember that gruesome fight last year and that cut that Tim suffered. They battled bloodied for basically the whole fight, with the split decision ending up going the way of Fundora. Since then, Fundora has been chasing Spence, and that fell through and he's had a couple bouts since, and Tim has been on a bit of a career rollercoaster since. Yet now they find themselves once again set to face each other, with Tim wanting to reclaim that title and Fundora wanting to cement himself as the real deal. I reckon Tim gets the job done here. He looks the best shape he's looked in his whole career, and as long as we don't get the Tim we saw against Murtazaliev, and we see him box his usual fight, it's hard to go against him. But it's not only this fight, we have Pitbull Fierro 2, which will be a bit of a spicy bout, with Pitbull hungry to put his name back on the map. As well, you got the returns of Figueroa, David Picasso, Gary Russell Jr., Abel Ramos. It's just a heater of a card. Although what will grab all those eyes will be that Pacquiao fight. My prediction is, I think Barrios wins, although I would be over the moon to see the old fella turn back the clock. But now, I want to hear what you guys think. What are your thoughts on Pacquiao returning in general, your thoughts on the undercard, and most importantly, what are your predictions? Let me know everything down below. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe, it really does a ton to help the channel. Yep, thanks for watching fellas, and I'll catch you in the next one.